I am currently on the Garden State Parkway going southbound to a place I would always go when I first got my license. I would go here to get inspiration. I love watching the people there, seeing them do their thing, and getting inspiration from the street art and the architecture and the ocean and the sounds and the smells. It's just one of the best places on this earth, I think. Currently inside of the old abandoned casino. It's right on the beach, and I would come here all the time and just sit and just like watch people walk by, which I absolutely love. You get like a little bit of an insight of their conversation and their day and what they're talking about, and that can lead to like really awesome stories. When I come in here, I imagine all of the other uses that could have been for this building rather than just a casino. So it could have been a beautiful church. It has really amazing high steeple-like ceilings. It could have been an amphitheater where artists will come and play their amazing music or sing their songs or read their poems. It's an amazing experience to just sit and watch and listen to these people who have nothing other than their creativity, their imagination, and their talents. I also love to imagine all the different people that could have been here and performed. And right across the way, Jim Morrison was there in the 60s. He was at the convention center. He played what I would imagine to be an amazing show. Desperately in need. I can sit here and I could pretend that I'm watching Gene Kelly dance right in front of me. I can imagine Basquiat painting this wall mural behind me. I can even imagine that Robert Frost is standing right in front of me, reciting one of his beautiful descriptive poems. Anything could be happening right in this building if you just imagine it and just let it happen. The artist that painted this really had to think about the color palette and how it's going to be the most relatable and the most genuine, and how many people it's going to reach just by using different colors. So he has a lot of highlights really to get an opaly and translucent effect on her tentacles, and he uses really deep and rich purples and beautiful blues to really capture, the bubbles, and even more highlight to show that the bubble is see-through, and how different lights and different yellows will affect, and change the coloring here of making the purple kind of morph into this really great terracotta color. And that's so inspiring for me to draw, or for me to even color something. I can take these colors and put them into my own work. This is something that I colored, and I also drew these things around it. I thought, what could she be thinking? Why is she shutting her eyes? And I thought maybe she could be thinking about music or space or nature, finding her own oneness, finding her own self. And as you can see, I took some of the color palette from the wall mural and I extended it onto the diamond, onto her fingernail paint, onto the planet. Imagination. So let's, for example, take this puddle, right? So it just looks like an ordinary puddle with tile under it, and who knows how the water got here, but it did somehow, which could be a story in its own. Okay, so now if you come on this side of the puddle, the opposite side, you're not going to find a puddle with tile under it anymore. You're going to find a whole new world that's under this water, just by seeing something through a different perspective. Now, as I said, that you can create new stories and new worlds just by different perspectives. Well, here, this girl, she's covering herself with a leaf, but I got really inspired by having the new world in the puddle with the beautiful sky and the clouds, so that's my new color palette for the leaf. There's going to be a beautiful sky scene, all the beautiful gray, blues, grays, magentas, turquoise, cobalts, royal blues. That's all going to be in my leaf now, instead of fall and autumn colors like reds and deep umbers and oranges. It's now going to be blue, like the sky and like the world in the puddle. What is behind me? What is out there? You can completely start over at the beach. Every footprint, every sandcastle, every imprint of you gets washed away. You can start over, which is, I mean, how cool is that? Right now there's a boat out there. You can think of all the things that they're doing. Are they catching anything? Is there anything even to catch out there? Probably, but who knows? And just like taking everything as beautiful as God intended it to be. These rocks, you can fall and you can really hurt yourself, or you can really just sit on them and be so serene and just listen to the waves crash against them, and that's like really special. And I have a thing for watching the seagulls. I love them. I love their kneecaps. I love their coloring. I love their black-tipped tail. I love their music they sing. Yeah, they may take your food, but maybe they're hungry. I think one of my favorite components about this place is that you have this wall mural behind me, which is so full of color. It's so new school. It has a lot of like colors like from, you know, the 60s and the 70s and even into the 80s, and it's collagey, and it's really different and really neat. And then if you go 200 feet that way, you completely are stepped back into the early 1900s. It has some of the original glass, the original lettering, the beautiful architecture, and I could put my hands out and I could reach both different time periods. And I mean, that's just like, it's mind-blowing how there's so much all around us, and it's all like, I feel like it's very much taken for granted. When I would come here in high school to find all this inspiration and to do some writing and drawing, there was no steel fences, there were no traffic cones, and no trespassing signs. I don't know really what they're doing to it, and it's really somber and upsetting. But I think the most important thing is that locations can move. You can find inspiration anywhere. But the most important thing that you have to grasp hold of, and that no one can ever really take away from you, is your own thought, your own mind, and your own inspiration, and your own imagination. To have imagination is the most remarkable thing that people can do. We can imagine anything that we want to. And that's what we just have to remember, that you can create and do anything that you want to. You just have to experience it and be there and open your eyes and have an open mind.